Hey there, Scott Montgomery, the Landscape Networker. I'm so glad you took the time to come on this video. Essentially, I'm going to take you through a walkthrough here on a property in New Jersey. What I'd like you to do after the video, or now if you'd like, just subscribe to my channel to get all my updated videos for inspiration, tips, ideas on landscaping, things that you may be stumped with. You may find an example that I bring out in my videos that could help you on your property. And this is a really cool, I'm going to do a little panoramic, and then we're going to do a nice walkthrough so you can see, you know, what's possible in areas that are heavily wooded with heavy deer populations. This particular house is awesome because it has these big rock ledges on it. You can see the canopy above us. We have a big mixture of walnut trees, hickories. We have a bunch of different pine species, spruces. And let's just take a walk through here, and we're just going to gander right through all these beds, right up the driveway into the back of the yard. You can see here we have some nice rhododendron here. They have nice new growth. You know, one tip you might get out of this if you're a deer intense area is we wrap these all winter long, all right, with netting. And this year is the first year this particular client has had success without them being completely demolished by the deer. So netting works really well. Sprays work, but sometimes if the deer are hungry enough, you know, they're going to eat. And, you know, really the only thing to prevent it is fencing and or netting around it. You can see we have some spirea. You can see these were put here a few years ago. They were transplanted. They don't have many flowers because you're dealing with this deciduous tree above it, which takes up most of the sunlight. But in any event, it's nice coverage. The deer don't touch them. It's nice. You can see here, I'm going to come down this little ledge. Come across here, you can see the mixed boulders mixed in. A little panel of grass down here. Come across, this is a nice wall that was built probably when the house was built. The builder probably put these in as added walls. It's just a beautiful, beautiful landscape. You can see here we have a nice maple, which has been selectively pruned. They need a lot of maintenance. They need a lot of care. They need a lot of fertilizing. You know, if you need somebody to take care of your shrubs, I would highly suggest, you know, that you have a professional come in and take care of a tree like that. But as you come in here, I'm going to just come up both sides of the driveway. Now you can see how natural this environment is. There's some new things we've put in here. We pulled out some old. You can see we uplifted the canopies on some of these Scotch pines and white pines. Now, again, keep in mind we're in a deer intense area. Now we put in for a little bit of color, and this varies as you go up the driveway in different bloom times. So it's important, you know, like throughout the year. Obviously, flowers don't last all year unless you're dealing with, you know, certain plants and certain annuals. But you know, you have here a good plant to put in would be like St. John's wort, which has a nice yellow flower. Again, this particular client wanted to keep it looking natural. You can see we put in some astilbe here, some white astilbe. Helleborus is another great perennial. You can see we've mixed in some ferns. In the background there we have some lilac. Now as we come up the driveway, you can see here we have some older juniper, sea green juniper that we have in here. That's probably about 15 or 20 years old. We've pulled out some old, put in some new. You can see here we put in some gold mops right here. Astilbe, we have some Lacothway, which was planted a few years ago. But you can see here's a rhododendron that's been here for a long time, and you can see, you know, it's starting to push nice new growth because we fertilized it. We wrapped them so the deer don't get in. We've added some more nice rhododendrons, some more St. John's wort. Put in some gold tip juniper. You could see catmint is another great perennial. And you can see how natural looking it is. You know, there's really no formality to it. It kind of matches the environment. It's very scenic. You can see the boulder walls, and it's kind of tiered. You can see the back wall adds another dimension in this landscape. We mixed in some ferns. These are some old barberry. Now here's something. Here's a little tip. These are crimson pygmy barberry. Now, they're normally red, and the only way you can bring the red out is if they're in full sun, and these are not. You can see above us we have an entire canopy of trees on the other side of the driveway as well. So If you're looking for red in your barberry, you have to have at least 4 or 5 hours of sun. You can see towards the back, we have some mountain fire Andromeda, work really well in the shade. Some more ferns, some more Stilby. I'm just going to pan over to the other side of the driveway here. Now, look down. Now, both sides, you know, they pretty much have the same plantings, but you can see how natural it really is. A lot of stuff was pulled out of here. You didn't see the before video. We have some boxwood back here, which aren't looking too good. They got hit by a leaf miner, which is an insect. You know, they've defoliated, but essentially what we've done is we've injected them with Merit. Now, I am a licensed professional. You know, really the only way to get rid of leaf miner, in my personal opinion, is to have them injected by a professional. Gold tip juniper. You can see here we have some awesome oak leaf hydrangea, which were just installed. You can see the size of these leaves, and they're just starting to bloom now. Beautiful. In about 3 or 4 years, this will probably be about 4 feet high by 4 feet wide. Put one on this side and one right over there on the other side. So as you come up the driveway, it's a nice scene. At night, it's awesome. All the trees are uplit. You can see there's a cast lighting installed. You can see one right there with some nice bright bulbs. You know, it's not too bright where it's annoying, but it's nice soft light that cascades up into the canopies of the trees. Some more Lacothway. You can see we put some Andromeda in the back. Really cool retaining wall. Now, these are some older plants and shrubs that were in here from years ago. Rhododendron. Look how healthy that rhodie is. Again, this particular client is on a fertilizing and pruning schedule with us. Here's another little light you can see. These are all LED lights. So at night it looks really, really cool. You can see here we've put in a couple more gold tip juniper. In the back there, we're reviving that rhododendron. As I pan back here, you can see here some gold tip juniper, probably about 20 years old. So you can see the size and the nature of these. And you know, when you're selecting a landscaper or you're putting in your own landscaper, always consider the size that the plant will eventually get. A lot of times it's not taken into consideration, and you end up having a big problem. End up having to pull the plant out. We're starting over 4 or 5 years. Come up here, you can see these walls. The place is full of stone. Now the back here has some pretty nice plantings back here, but again, we're at a point here where some of these were planted. They're 10-15-year-old spirea. You can see how big they get. Nice thing about spirea is you can literally take them down to 12 inches high and have them regenerate the following year. Some of this stuff was installed years ago. You can see the Rosy Glow barberry, some spirea. This was totally overgrown. You have hosta here. Grasses on this side. You can see as you come along, look at the size of these. Look at the size of these spirea. Beautiful. Hydrangea, a big globosa spruce, but again, a lot of it's getting crowded and needs some heavy, severe pruning. Plum here. Here's a little bit of a problem on this plum. They get black knot fungus, and the fungus tends to take over the tree, and there's really no help for it. It really kind of just takes over the tree and eventually will kill it. Takes some time, but take a look here. Hopefully you get some inspiration if you're in a shady area with fencing. We have some hosta, and I'll just pan across. We have hosta on that side. Nice, cool, natural environment. So hopefully you picked up some inspiration in this video. Again, subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. This is the Landscape Networker, and come find me on social media. If you're in the New Jersey area and you need a contractor to come take care of your property, do a planting, do a patio, give me a call.